Good morning and welcome to Coffee and Cookies. My name is Lindsay, and we are so excited that you joined us this morning because we're going to talk about life, leadership, parenting, a little bit of business, maybe some marketing. You never really know what you get. It's kind of like a box of chocolates, but it's a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to have fun. And today's show is sponsored by Rookie.io. Reputation management, lead generation, websites, funnels, and automation, everything you need to build and scale your company. So learn more at www.ruci.io. Today is a fabulous Wednesday. It's hump day. Isn't that what the camel says? I'm here with my co-host, Nick. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
You are just like...
I am so angry.
Angry?
I am so absolutely frustrated. Oh, the stupidity of people.
Well, Nick, I need you to...
And here we go, right?
30
No. Hold on. You ready? You ready? Are you ready for this? It's not even... If you're going to work for Meta... If you're going to work for Facebook, at least know more than the people you're trying to help. At least know more than the people in the field. Mm-hmm. It just, oh my goodness.
He's been real stewy this morning, so I actually we haven't had a lot to talk about.
Like, if you're going to be in customer service, you need to know more than what's going on in the field.
And now I know why he was all stewy.
Growly today.
Well, there's
and not really today. Hold on. Let me change this. I'm growly. You guys are catching me in the immediate aftermath of dealing with stupidity, and you guys all know what this is like, right? You know what it's like. It's like, yes, I'm in a mood right now. I'm absolutely in a mood. I am. It's like, okay, I just dealt with this. I need to de-escalate this. I need to get this out of my system, and y'all get to join me on this road.
Yeah.
And you want to, in about 3 minutes, minute and a half to 3 minutes, it'll be over with. I'll move on. But goodness gracious, like, take some pride in your work.
Are you done ranting?
No.
Okay, you have 30 seconds. Go.
That was it. I'm done.
You just asked. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the question: How do you de-escalate that? How do you de-escalate that situation, or
I put a timer on it.
Put your emotions in check?
I put a timer on it. I allow myself to be emotional for a little bit, just to make sure I get it out. And it's not always with you guys as the audience. It's not always with Lindsay. I don't always talk about it. Maybe I'll go for a walk. Maybe I'll drop and do some push-ups. Just whatever it is. But you have to get that negative energy out so that you can shut it down, move it aside, and move forward.
Right. Okay.
So that's it. I mean, this is very normal. This is very normal for me. Like, something frustrating will happen. I'll go on my rant for a minute to 2 minutes, and then it's like, okay, it's done, it's over with, move on, right? Because you can't. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Angelina. I appreciate that. Because you can't sit here. You can't get stuck in it. I can't control it, right? The 80-20%. I can't control it. I can't change it.
Right.
But it's just like, okay, like, this was a bad experience. What are you going to do? Right? So you got to let it go, move on. I've also not had any coffee this morning.
I did notice. Yes. Yes. You filled that coffee cup up with water.
I did. It's water today. I decided I'd start the day out with water. Oh, God help us.
Fasting from coffee?
Oh, Lord, no. No. After the show, so I'm going to go get some coffee. Okay, so here we go, right? I really didn't expect the interaction that I had to go that long and that far south. So because it did, I didn't get a chance to have my coffee, and that's okay. I'll go get my coffee afterwards. But I'm going to drink water for now.
Yep. I agree, Grandpa Gartside. Someone needs to do some push-ups.
Actually, Dad, we had the entire family do push-ups this morning.
Oh.
Everyone, including Amber and Isla,
Except Sydney. Sydney was sleeping.
Sydney was definitely sleeping. Thank God Sydney was sleeping, right? We all dropped and did 10 push-ups this morning.
Nice.
And it wasn't a punishment. Good morning, Rosalie. It wasn't a punishment. It was just, hey, let's do something as a family together. So
and y'all decided push-ups, not like
Nick decided
not
push-ups.
Like breakfast or
no push-ups. We're gonna get stronger together. We're gonna do push-ups.
Okay.
There we go. I thought about going to 20, but after 10, I looked over and London's like, oh my goodness, please don't do it anymore. Isla's like, I don't know what's going on, but we're all doing it together. And she has this big smile on her face because she feels like she's part of the group. She's being included. Mm-hmm. But yes, breathe in, breathe out, move on. Right, Angelina? You have to get over it. You can't get stuck because at the end of the day, you can't control it, right? I can't walk over there to whoever this employee was and give him a Denozo. Mm-hmm. Right?
Gotta love Gibbs.
I love Gibbs. If you don't know what Gibbs is, it's NCIS. Just watch the first season and you'll learn what a Denozo is. And if I give you a Denozo, you know why. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. London did, you know what she did? She did go to 20. That is correct. After we all got up, London was like, I'm going to do some more.
Oh.
Yes. Little tough little
so
cat.
Strong.
But that's enough about my family. That's enough about my morning. Let's talk about your morning. How was your morning this morning? Did we have a better morning than yesterday morning?
We had a great morning.
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do you think?
I'm so tired.
Like, did she get extra sleep? Did she not get extra sleep?
I actually don't know that either. Like,
oh, okay.
I did not get home from Bible study until after 10:30.
Yeah, what is up with that? Like Amber got home at like 10:32, and I'm like, at first I was like, I need to call her.
That's because
I need
we
to
were
check on
standing
her
outside of our houses.
Well,
in the
and
neighborhood,
I checked the GPS.
chatting.
I checked the GPS. She shares her location with me, and I was like, oh, she's right there. She's fine. She's probably talking with Lindsay.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were chatting after Bible study.
Good.
So it was good.
Amber walked in. I was so tired. The girls had an emotional up, down, right, left, sides. It was like herding cats. Mm-hmm. And Amber walked in, and I was just like, "Honey, I love you. I'm going to bed." It takes a lot of energy to raise tiny people.
To wrangle emotions.
Oh my goodness gracious!
On the amount of energy it takes on a good day versus the amount of energy it takes on a bad day.
Right, you
or an
want
emotional
yes,
day. And it's taxing on the parent.
Yesterday was an emotional day.
Yeah,
and it was so funny because the second I got them home, and we're getting ready for bed, it's like they all got in line and did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they were like, "We don't want to go to bed." I'm like, "Oh no!" After all of the crying that has been had over the last 3 hours, y'all are going to bed.
Daddy needs some daddy time.
Well, it just because the tiniest one still wasn't settled down. She was happy, growly, happy, growly, happy, growly. And it was just like, you want to know what? Going back to the ping pong analogy, right? It was like, ba-dunk, 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 ba-dunk. It's just, oh my goodness. Little squish. I love you. Finally, after I got the first two down, good morning, Thomas. Thank you for joining us this morning. I walked into Squish's bedroom, Sydney's bedroom. And even at 18 months, even before she was 1, we've been teaching her how to make decisions. Mm-hmm. What cereal do you want? What breakfast bar do you want? So as I walk in the bedroom, I said, do you want me to rock you or do you want to go lay down in bed? And she points to the rocking chair. So I rocked her for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then she pointed to her bed. Aww. And I put her in her bed, and then I ran down the stairs. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't look back.
And then I walked over, and I kissed my older two back on the forehead again and just rubbed their backs for a little bit and went downstairs.
I ran down the stairs. That's funny.
And then after I think the house is down, it's quiet, I'm going to be able to pick up a little bit because the toys were just all over the house. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, they decided to take turns getting up. And it's like, oh my goodness, it was hilarious because, right? Wait, Gary, why are you in California? What are you doing? Story time for later. Let me finish my story.
If you're listening to this on podcasts, you should come over. All our comments that we're talking about are in Facebook and YouTube. So come join us in that community and be a part of our comments, and your name might be mentioned on the show.
Oh, look at you go. Look at you go. That was a nice little plug. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So they both get it. So Isla gets up and I tell her to go get back in bed. She gets back in bed. London then gets up and she's just walking around the house. I'm like, go get back in bed. And she goes back into
walking around the house.
She's just, so she's walking around on the second floor. So I told her to go back to bed. She goes back to bed, and we have a camera in their bedroom. And I go, she's not in bed, and the door's open. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with this because I know she's not listening. She's about to start playing. She's going to try to get her sister up. Like, oh, my Lundy cat is a sneaky cat. Daddy's sneakier. So
What happened?
So I like a ninja, I walked up the stairs, got around, started I hear them chit-chatting. They don't realize I'm at the door. And I gently open the door and I slip my hand in and I turn on the light. It was great. It was pure greatness because they don't know I'm there. And I pull my hand back so they don't even know why the lights turned on. Just for some magical reason, the light turned on.
It's a ghost.
And I was like, did you do that? And I was like, no, did you do that? And they start having this. And I opened the door. I said, no, Daddy did it. And London's face was like, oh, we just got caught. And Isla's like, oh no. So Isla, jumps and pulls her blanket over her head because the light's on. And London's like, just standing there like, uh-oh. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? And the guy's like, like a T-Rex and like Jurassic Park, the movie Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And the guys are like, don't move.
He won't see us.
He won't see us. And that's what I feel like London said. Like she's frozen. I'm like, honey, get in bed. And she's like, okay, Daddy. So she goes and gets in bed. And I told him, like, listen, I've rubbed your backs. I've said prayers with you. We've had our conversation. It's time for y'all to go to bed. And they're like, and of course they're both so tired. Like they're yawning as I'm talking to them. Like, stay in bed. Just go to sleep. You need it. I'm waking you up early. And sure enough, they got to bed. So that was my go to bed story for my girls. And normally I have reinforcements at this time. Normally I have Amber to reinforce. She'll take care of the squish. But no, that was Daddy put down. It was nice. I think where I made my mistake is I both let them have 2 bowls of cereal right before bed. So I wonder.
Do you know what cereal's full of?
Sugar.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I realize as I just said that into the mic, I realize the silliness of it. But here we go, right? Do you put your kids down to bed while they're still hungry, or would you rather give them something? And I asked them what they wanted, and they said cereal. And it's Daddy put down night, which means Mommy's not there, which means there's no one for me to get in trouble by as I say that into the mic.
And your wife is watching.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, it's those fun things you get to do because I don't get to put them down all the time. Like Amber and I put them to bed together,
right.
But it's not always that Nick Daddy gets to just put them down unto himself. But yes, I probably should have let them stay up maybe like an extra 15 minutes and done like a really physical game. Like, let's run the stairs together. Let's play hide and seek. Let's play tag.
Well, yeah, because you probably spent at least 15 minutes trying to get them to stay in their bed.
No. It was get in your bed, once for each of them, and then it was the ninja thing. It was maybe 5 minutes. Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah. All right, that's enough of that.
But it was probably like 15.
No. It was really no. You want to know what? Back in the day, it would have been a lot longer. But now they know. So in my household, we have an escalation system, right? And the girls know it. And I've told you this on the phone.
Escalator in your house?
I wish. That'd be so freaking lazy. Oh my gosh. You need a 2-story house. You don't need an escalator. Goodness. But
I think that's a great workout. You go up the down one That'll get you worked out.
No.
Yep.
Just use the stairs. Goodness gracious. But the girls understand our five steps. They do. And because of that, you want to know what? I'm barely getting to step 3 now. Because now, yes, push-ups are fun, but push-ups are also a form of punishment. And they don't want to do it as punishment. They want to do it with daddy. They definitely want to do push-ups when we do it as a family, but they don't want to be singled out to do push-ups. Right? So no, I think it's because they know that they're here right now. Daddy's talking to them. Daddy's being very sweet to them. They know they've broken the rules. The expectation has been set. No, let's just listen so they stay in bed, right? They know that if they come out again, great. Okay, now I'm going to threaten you with push-ups. If they come out again, now we're doing push-ups. If they come out again, now I'm telling you you're about to get a spanking. And if we get to that 5th time, they know they're getting a spanking. They know it. Like, it's been so consistent in our household. They know the steps. So if I know that there's a spanking at the very end of this, if I keep making red decisions or bad decisions, there's a spanking that will eventually happen. No, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to listen now, right? Sorry, I was watching the comments light up, so I'm going to be distracted. Hey, Lindsay, do you have anything to add to this?
We just actually set and figured out what our steps are going to be in our house.
Really? How many steps?
We're going to have 4 steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm listening.
So
What you got?
it's set the expectation. Like, this is not how we as Smiths act, and this is not tolerated. Continue to do this. You're going to do push-ups.
Okay. So
Or an activity, physical activity. Like,
sure,
we're
run
going to
laps.
go run the cul-de-sac because we don't have stairs to run in our house. So, we're going to, do something
In the
different.
rain.
Yeah. As long as it's not lightning and thundering, that's great.
Why not? They're so tiny. Lightning won't hit them.
I don't want to take the chance.
I've been struck twice.
That explains so much.
Your kids will be fine. They're not tall enough. They're fine.
I know, but somebody has to go out there and watch them. And mom and dad are tall enough. So
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
So physical activity, and then set the expectation again that if you continue to do these actions, or you continue to have this attitude, or you continue to do whatever is not acceptable, you're going to have a spanking.
Okay. So the one before that would just be, hey, try positive reinforcement, where we did not where we included the positive reinforcement. You guys have defined, no, this is we're going down the negative pathway now. We're going down the disciplinary pathway.
What do you do for positive reinforcement?
Oh, so
what does that mean in your household?
It's redefining the red light, green light. It's using positive reinforcement. No, that's great. You guys have 4 steps. I'm proud of you for doing it. Okay, so did you do this by yourself? Did Dustin join you?
Oh no,
Was it a family meeting?
We had not yet. Mom had an emotional morning yesterday with my daughter, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, this is done. I'm done. This is not acceptable. So Dustin came home, and I told him, I said, we need to have a chat tonight when I get home from Bible study. I want you to think about, because Dustin's an integrator.
He is an integrator.
He needs to think about things.
He does.
So if you have a spouse like that, it's important. I'm also like this. I need to think about things. Like, I want to think about, okay, what would be the best opportunity? And Dustin takes it a step further. He's like, he went online and he read things and he researched things and he did parenting styles. Like, he had a whole page of notes.
That sounds right.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Yes. So I told him, I'm like, we need to come up with 3 to 5 steps for discipline. And one of those has to include a spanking, because we need to lay down the law.
Absolutely.
And we are the parents. And if we're not laying down the law, then they are. And I'm not okay with that.
In every pack, there's a leader.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so you went to Bible study for an extra long period of time that we've already.
I wanted to make sure that Dustin had enough time to do his, thinking and research.
Oh, that was a good try. That was a good try. No. You were getting girl time with a great bunch of women, and you're like, I'm not going to rush home. Not going to rush home. Good. Okay, so you got home, and what happened?
We had our conversations, and
you and Dustin had the conversation. We haven't included the kids yet.
The kids are in bed. Yeah,
okay,
because we haven't defined what that looks like for us.
Okay.
We actually started out with, different things. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't really like that step. And I was like, well, what do you think about this? And he's like, well, I don't like that. That doesn't sit well with me. And
can you elaborate more on that?
I was like, well, what do you think about, if they're having an emotional moment, send them to their room to cry it out. And he's like, I don't like that because they have stuff in their room that can distract them, and we're not helping them process through it. They're just getting distracted. And I'm like, ooh, that's a good point. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
no, that was really good. Because how many parents just send their kids to their room instead of working with that child to process through? That's good. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That's really good. All right. What else did you guys say no to?
The other thing that he brought up with that is or I don't know, I might have said it because you and I had talked about how my daughter is getting in the habit of asking mom or dad, are you happy at me?
Okay.
Are you happy at me? And I'm like, where did this come from? And I'm like, I haven't told her, no, mommy is very frustrated with you. I haven't done that yet. But it's not in the moments of the frustration that she asks those questions. It's later, down an hour later. I'm like, yes, I'm happy with you. Happy, yes, I love you. And I'm, we're great. And, you opened my eyes to well, maybe she's getting to that phase where she can read that body language of you and she knows there's something wrong. She can feel the palpable frustration that's coming off of mom. So she asked that question. She's processing that. And then she asked that question. I need to be honest with her and say, when you act like this, mommy is frustrated. And not doing that is teaching my daughter that we don't share those things. We don't be honest and communicate with words of how we're feeling on the inside if it's a negative way. So I'm like, ugh. And I was talking to Dustin about, well, what do you think about putting them in their room? I'm like, I'm not sure I like this idea. But I like the idea of removing them from the situation to kind of focus, to process through, but they don't know how to process through yet. So I was like, is putting them in their room to cry it out teaching them subconsciously that when you have emotions that you need to process through, you have to hide. You can't do it in front of people, and you can't be vulnerable in front of people. You have to go to a solitude place where you're alone or where you're by yourself to process through that emotion. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to teach them that either. So we both agreed after we talked through it, yes, we are not going to send our kids to their room. We're going to sit through this process together and help them develop how to use their words and work through that emotion by their side.
That is, and what you've signed up to do is signed up to use a lot more of your energy to develop your kids.
Yes. It's tiring.
No, but you've defined it. Mm-hmm. You've taken the first step.
Yes.
Okay. Most parents, and someone's going to feel called out. 80% of parents never even make a disciplined plan. Every situation is completely different. Mm-hmm. Every situation, the kids are looking like, oh, well, is this going to get me a talking? Is this going to get me a spanking? Is this going to get me push-ups? Yes. Is this going to be because the parents are so wishy-washy on the way they discipline their kids. And just FYI, I'm calling myself out here. When I was a new parent, I was that parent. Amber and I did not have a 5-step plan. Okay. I was very wishy-washy, and I know that both Isla and London sometimes they don't know. They don't know, is daddy, like, which way is this going immediately to spankings, or is this a talking to, right? But now we've been so consistent enough. Now we don't even get to those spanking phases anymore.
Right.
Right. Now, am I perfect on on my 5 steps? No, I'm not. But at least there's a standard. At least there's a starting point. And now your family has a starting point.
Yes.
Is it going to be perfect? No, you're not a robot, right? You're not programmed. Okay.
But something that I was like, until this becomes second nature for us, because this is a new process for Dustin and I, like, we need to have these posted in the places that we are the most.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, he actually is like, I'm gonna type these up. We're gonna print them out, and we're gonna post them in our bathroom because we're in there a lot for some reason, and in the kitchen and the playroom. Those are the 3 main areas of our house that we tend to gather. And I'm like, that's a good idea, because then we can always reference and we can show them, like, this is where we're at right now. This is a spanking.
There you go.
Like, this is the next step. And,
Okay.
and we're being consistent with it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great. When you do that, can I have a copy? Can you make? I would like 4 copies, please. One for the girls' bedroom, one for the living room. No, just 2 copies.
Yeah.
Just 2 copies.
Okay. Upstairs one and a downstairs
Yeah,
one.
that's really
There you
it.
go.
Now, are you ready? I'm going to challenge y'all again. What's the positive? What's the positive steps? And what's the reward for the positive?
I don't know what you mean.
Right? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Well, let me actually, so at the end of this, I'm like, I really really want to incorporate prayer
Okay.
into this. So he's like, I think wherever they make that turning point, wherever they're like, we ask them in step 3, like, okay, the next step is spanking. Is this the direction that you want to go? And have them verbalize that and say, okay, then let's change our decision making and let's move forward then. But taking a moment to pray with them and say, and if the parent isn't in the right emotional frame of mind, having the other parent come in and say, Daddy, we need you to pray for us so that we can walk out of this situation in a positive way. What is that face for?
That is so difficult. Like if Lindsay, if you and Dustin want to do it in hard mode, you are doing hard mode.
Why?
Because you've now broadcasted and set the expectation, right? 4 steps. Okay. Something
And end it with a prayer.
But something that I struggle with is when I'm in that emotion, or even and Amber does not struggle with it as much as I do. Okay, but she does struggle when I'm the emotion and I have to be the disciplinarian. Do not get in my way. Like, do not come over and try to de-escalate the situation. You have not dealt with this, whatever situation is, for this amount of time. We are currently doing push-ups. Don't get in my way, because if push-ups don't work, we're going to get to spankings. Okay.
Yes.
Now, here we go. Are you ready? When they do decide to make that right decision, to add, man, like that's a.
Hey, Nick.
Are you ready? Go
Rise
ahead.
up.
Hold on. Hold on. Again, I'm giving you props.
Okay.
You're doing hard mode.
This is our plan. We'll see how.
But you're doing hard mode, and you. The reason why I'm telling you this story before you just was like rise up, whatever, was be ready for some pushback from the parent who is currently in the emotional moment. That's something that I've had to work on. That's why I was telling you this story. That's something that I had to work on. When Amber's like, Nick, let me take over. They're listening now. Let me take over. I can feel the frustration. I need you to step away. And it's actually something that both Amber and I have struggled with. Like, no, you haven't been here the whole time. I've been here the whole time. Don't ask me to step away right now. Like, we've said that to each other.
Right.
And of course, when I say it now on camera, right? And I'm like, Mom, that sounds so silly. But when you're in the moment, no. Like, so you're going to do hard mode. This is going to be hard. And I'm proud of you for doing
Well,
hard mode.
I think it's not just, man. If it's not hard,
Dance mode.
if it's not challenging, then are we as parents growing as well?
I agree. Like I said, I'm just giving you props. I am proud of you. I am proud of you. And here we go. I'm proud of Dustin for stepping up, for doing the research, and for actually having that discussion. Because that's what you need him to do, right? You need him to lead the family.
Yep.
You need him to go that direction. You came in with a problem, okay? As stepping into the visionary hat, right? You came into the problem. You let your integrator know of the problem. You said, hey, we're going to have this discussion later. Okay. So as a visionary, you set everything in place. But when your integrator came and said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you're like, yep, let's tweak this or tweak that. But this was very much he did the research. He came out with ideas. Y'all had a discussion. And now as a team, you decided to move your family forward in the same direction.
In the same direction.
So
yes.
now when one of the kids tries to wiggle out of something, no, here's the expectation. And mom and dad are on the same page.
Right.
Here's the expectation. Mom and dad are on the same page.
So our next phase is having a family meeting and sharing this with the kids. Like, this is the new expectation. This is the new discipline steps. This is what you can expect if you decide to not act like a Smith.
There you go. I like it. I like it. So is that meeting today? Is the meeting today?
It's tough because we have church tonight. So it's going to be
So on the way to
whirlwind.
church, yeah, I love this idea.
No,
Like maybe you should have
see-
it in the middle of church and just everyone do push-ups together, like in the middle of the sanctuary, and just see how
who
many
does,
people join
yeah.
you. Do it. No, really, don't do it. You want to know what, Taylor? That is a very good point. We must give our spouse permission to interrupt. When you're going off the plan. I like that. That is, again, that's something that Amber and I have worked on. And now we're better about it. But man, I remember in the beginning, like I was not nice. I was very mean if you try to interrupt me while I was disciplining my kids. And it was Amber who would be doing the interrupting. Like it just, now I'm more open to it because when your spouse is coming in, they're not coming in. It was a mindset shift for me. It was because of my upbringing. Okay.
And your military background.
No. It was my
No?
upbringing
Okay.
where, this parent's coming in. Oh, they're coming in to save the day. Now you're the bad guy. And that's what would go through my head. Oh, Amber's coming in. She's going to coddle and love on them. And now I'm the bad dad. And that was something that would run through my head a lot. And I had to move past that. Where did that come from? Where's that coming from? Why am I thinking so negatively? My
Right.
wife is coming in. She's trying to help the situation because she could tell that her husband is frustrated, and she can tell that the tiny is now, is having to be disciplined. She's not coming in to save the day. She's coming in to de-escalate the situation, which is exactly which is exactly what she should be doing. When Amber is ramped up because the kids have been crying all day or just had a massive amount of emotions, and I come in, I'm not coming in to save the day. I'm coming in to de-escalate the situation to give her some space, right? But I was in the wrong mindset.
So she can get recentered.
Exactly.
So you can get recentered if that's you.
Exactly.
Yes.
So whoever's in the moment can step away and recenter themselves and go, it's going to be okay. They got it. I can disengage, right? And even in the military, they tell you there is a value of knowing when to disengage from your enemy. It's not that you let the enemy win, right? But maybe you need to pivot. Okay, maybe there's something else that needs to happen. All right. So also in your marriage, when you're raising your kids, you need to know when it's time to disengage. I don't know what de-engage was. That was the first word that went through my head. I was making words up right there. You need to know when to disengage and understand that when the next parent comes in, now here we go, right? This is something that I had to work through of, that, right? But if you are the parent that's coming in, hear me on this, you do not badmouth the parent that needs to step away.
No, you need to be a united front.
Exactly.
Yep.
She comes in, Amber comes in, I need to step away. We don't start bashing the spouse to the kid. Okay. We don't start speaking negatively about our teammate to the team. All right. Don't do that. And I think that's where that came from. I saw that a lot, especially coaching kids. FYI, I coached for 14 years, and I would see that. Okay. I would see a lot of parents start taking the kid and talking about the other spouse negatively to the kid because for whatever reason. And I think that's where that came from.
Or even the coach. Like,
Pivot.
have you ever had
Taylor, pivot.
I love Ross. Have you ever had, where the coach is drilling in on the kids and trying to get them to work as a team and the parents are watching or picking them up from practice and then they start bad mouthing the coach of like, oh, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about or blah, blah, blah. Like, you just undermined everything that coach was trying to do. Yeah. It was just another example. Anyway.
That was a good example. My brain went down a rabbit hole and I didn't want to take the whole show down with it.
Okay, great. Look,
you are
right.
I
don't know what I said, but I broke Nick.
you are 110% right. Mm-hmm. When there's discipline, when there's drilling, when there's breaking down, when there's building up. Mm-hmm. The parent can undermine another parent. The parent can undermine a pastor. The parent can undermine a coach. The parent can undermine a teacher. Mm-hmm. So you as the parent need to be very, very careful about what you say to your kids. And don't just agree with your kids just to agree with them. If you hear them speaking negatively about the other parent or about a teacher or about a coach or about someone who's an influence in their life, you need to start asking the question, why? Like, I heard what you said, but why? Why do you feel this coach is being unfair? Why do you feel this teacher's being unfair? Why? And then whatever the child has said, okay? Because what you might be listening to is the symptom of something else. There's something else going on, and for some reason, the kid is focused over here. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's the symptom.
Right.
Right, Amber? Pivot.
That's such a great episode.
Oh, that's goodness. And Amber is so right? When you work on the same plan to reinforce the rules, there you go. Yes. And here we go. That's another thing, right? I need to step away because I'm emotional in the situation. Amber steps in, but she's still reinforcing the rule, right?
Because you guys have a plan, she can step right into where you were before and keep moving forward.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's funny because in Extreme Ownership, Jocko Willink talks about freedom. It's freedom through planning. It's something like that. It's freedom through structure is what it is. Freedom through structure. When you have the structure, when you have all the troops moving in the same direction, then you can maneuver. But if you don't have any structure to start with, then you're already in chaos. You're starting in chaos. We're going to end with that. We're going to just end with that. Why? Because it's Wednesday. It's a beautiful day. You know what? I'm going to go get some coffee now. I need coffee.
Mm-hmm. Because you have no energy now.
I have tons of energy now. I get to be on camera. Like being on camera with you guys, being on camera with our audience, this energizes me. Mm-hmm. Very much energizes me. And I love it. I love it.
What kind of vert? Like you have an introvert that gets energized by being alone. You have an extrovert that gets energized by being with people. But this isn't really we're with people, but we're not with people. Like we need to come up with a name for this.
A video vert?
A video vert.
I was thinking like omnivert.
A digital vert?
A digivert. Digivert. That's such a cheesy word. Like, no, Nick. I'm going to tell myself no. Videovert, Digivert. Goodness gracious.
Oh, man.
All right, you want to know what, Lindsay? I normally close this all out. I'm going to let you close this out today.
Thanks for the heads up. So, y'all, today's Wednesday. Bring your awesomeness. Make sure that I don't even know how to do this, Nick. You talk way more.
I took off my headset.
Okay. Yeah. Bring your positive today because somebody needs it. Your family needs
Somebody
it. Your
needs
coworkers
it.
need it. Nick needs it. I need it. Thank you so much for being in the comments. We know when you're in the comments, we can pray for you. We pray positive over you and wins. And so go ahead and hit that like button and follow us so that you can get updated when we come on live every workday morning, unless there's a special event happening.
Correct.
Or holiday. Yeah, we take those off.
Talk to the podcast people.
I don't even know how to do that.
Here, I'll do it. So hey, if you guys are listening on the podcast, come join us over on Facebook and YouTube. We have a growing community over there. That's also where if you hear a lot of the tangents that happen on this show, that's coming from people in the comments. We love our people in the comments. So we love you guys. We hope you all have y'all have a great day.
Texas,
y'all have a great day. Make sure that you
rise up.
crush it.
Bye, y'all.